Behind home plate, we bringing it to them all day. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Win or lose, we bringing it to you always. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Orange or black, we rebuild the pack. No matter where we at, you know we coming back. Section 336, we on this, so tune in. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Yeah, welcome to Birdland. You know what's up? Welcome to Birdland. Now, here come the boys from Section 336.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Baltimore sports fans of all ages, welcome to Section 336, the next generation of Baltimore sports talk. I'm your dearly starring host, Matt Soroka. As always, I'm joined by the button lover, Josh Soroka. Hey, Josh.
Hey, Matt. How's your day going? A little late. I don't think we've ever recorded the show on a Friday.
Really?
I don't know. We've moved around, and I like the new, let's find an afternoon where we can do it. But
yeah, my schedule in the evening has gotten tricky because, education nowadays, a lot of adult students. So now I teach on Monday nights and Wednesday nights. Then Silas has baseball on Tuesdays and Thursday now with rec ball. So it's just,
it gets
life's
tricky.
gotten complicated. So we got to navigate a schedule here.
Now that I work from home all the time doing podcasting, I love just an afternoon recording. So I'm all good with this.
All right, I'm good with it too. I'm in my office here. These walls are thin, so my neighbors will hear me talking about sports. It's all good.
It's fine. It's not the time of year where you're frustrated. You're going to be yelling. Those are the ones you got to do at home.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can't do any yelling on this episode, and someone could knock on my door at any moment too. Hey, I wanted to start though, Josh. I was giving you a hard time about something probably over a year ago, and you said you did something.
All right.
And I don't know. I probably didn't say anything at the time, but in the back of my mind, I was judging the heck out of you.
I'm sure
as being a knucklehead for doing it. Now something's emerged in my own life in terms of baseball and my son.
Yeah.
Where I'm leaning to doing what you did and what you advised, though I don't have the courage to do it quite yet because I'm embarrassed about how other people will view me.
Okay. All right. So this has to do with Little League.
Yes.
All right.
I'll give you another hint. This has to do with, so in travel ball, Silas has solidified himself as an outfielder.
Okay.
He wants to play first. Our first baseman's so good. He's never going to play first.
All right.
And so he's going to be an outfielder. So we've been working on fly balls.
Is your first baseman left-handed?
Yes.
All right. So he's going to be in the way for a while.
Yeah. He's elite too.
All right.
But so whatever. So he's good with outfield. So we're working on outfield.
It's a pain to hit those pop flies, isn't it?
It is. Josh.
I know right where you're going.
Josh, I was a good baseball player, good in Little League, played high school ball. Yep. I thought for sure I can get a bucket of balls and hit 75% of them.
Yep.
Good fly balls right to him.
Agreed.
I'm lucky, Josh, if 30% get to him.
I know. And I used to think the same thing. And then I gave up and I said, I'm going to get this racket.
I remember you talking about the racket.
And it sounds silly, but I've even seen rackets in Major League stadiums.
Oh, you have?
So it's professionals using it too.
All right. Well, I just want to make sure the people around me know that professionals use it too, because I don't know if they know that. And I don't want them to see me out here with a racket and fly balls to my son.
No, what they'll see is perfectly hit balls to your son.
Okay. Now, is it the same? Because it's a difference. Like I can throw them pop-ups, but it's not the same as kind of coming off the bat. Coming off the racket the same as coming off a bat?
Yeah, it's like coming off the bat.
Okay.
It is. I think it works very well. It's as good as the bat. You're not going to want to practice line drives, but I've hit ground balls with it too.
Do you have one?
I have one.
Do you still use it?
No, it's in the garage. Would you like to borrow it for a while?
Hey, next time you come up, if you want to bring it, next time you come down, we can.
Yeah, I think I'm coming up in a few weeks, so
I
will
just
bring
try
it
out
to you.
Let's try it out with them.
Or you know what we'll do? We'll go to a ball field and see who can hit balls better to Silas. You and your baseball bat, or me and my racket. Yeah. And we'll let Silas decide.
And Silas, and understandably, he gets mad at me. And understandable. And I try to prep ahead of time. Yes. Like, Silas, I'm going to get 50%. But then I don't even get 50%. And then he gets mad at me.
Yeah.
He's standing out there waiting for me to hit me.
I totally get it. Yeah. You need the racket.
All right.
No, but you know what? It makes sense that, of course, you were going to argue against me and think I'm being stupid because I was doing something smart and you just didn't want to admit it. And that's why.
Okay. But every person listening to this podcast, I would say 90% of them think it's ridiculous to use a racket to hit fly balls. You use a baseball bat.
No.
And some people can do it. His travel ball coach can do it with 90% accuracy, hit the fly ball where he wants to go. I just can't do it, and I can't believe I can't do it.
Yeah, but the racket gets you the accuracy. It gets it to them harder, and it's less effort from you. And you're getting older. You need some help.
Okay,
You're struggling out
getting
there.
older. I want to go there with it.
You know,
I saw at Camden Yards. I saw one time they were hitting fly balls off a tee. Have you ever tried that? The coach was hitting fly balls off a tee.
I have not tried that. It makes sense because I could get under it a little better.
I
Because
don't know. I don't
because
know
think about when you miss it. When you miss the ball, when you're trying to hit pop flies, it's because you're trying to throw with one hand, then grab the bat, then swing.
Yeah.
Which we could all do when we were younger. It just gets a little more difficult.
Yeah. All right.
No.
So
You know what?
Yeah, bring your racket.
Your argument and thinking I'm stupid reminds me of a conversation I had with Kelly this week,
Okay.
where she said,
This is just feeding into Josh's ego, where Josh is going to be proven right about everything.
"No,
in
no,
life
no, no, no,
eventually.
no. This is about you. This is about
Okay.
you."
Okay. Good. Good.
That she said that you and I should sign up for the Amazing Race because we are super competitive, but
Yeah.
even more than that, we argue about everything. So we'd be very entertaining arguing the entire time we're racing.
I think that's true. Yeah. I think
So,
I think
that would work out.
Television.
Yes. That's what I told her. I said, I'll do any competition with you because you and I can, when we're in a competition, we can speak that, like, we don't need to speak. We can cover each other and know how to play well with each other. But yes, we're going to argue and bicker the entire time.
Yeah. We probably would have been more successful 15 years ago on that
Of
show.
course. Yes.
But yeah. Point taken. All right.
So-
ready against some baseball? Orioles talk?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey.
Where do we start? We've got 3 games left.
Can we start with the last game at Camden Yards?
All right.
Because
Yes.
how come first of all, afternoon game, no one texted me. You're supposed to text me in the 9th.
I
tell me
forgot
it's
to
an
text
afternoon
you
game.
about, hey, Dylan Beavers just walked it off.
No, I turned it on right before the Kobe Mayo home run, actually.
Okay.
Because I was leaving from work and I just went on the MLB at bat app
Yeah.
to see what time they were playing and noticed, they're already in
Yeah, I
the 8th
forgot. I
inning.
normally text you like the 3rd, 4th, 5th inning when something happens, and then you
Yeah.
learn.
Yeah. I never could keep up the afternoon games. So, but Josh, I just want to point out what an amazing way. Is this true that Dylan Beavers' first at bat in Camden Yards was a home run and his last at bat for the season, Camden Yards, a home run?
I believe so.
The announcer said.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. And how fitting that Kobe Mayo had the big home run to tie it. And then Dylan Beavers, 2 kind of young prospects who we're counting on as being part of the future, kind of led us in our last game at Camden Yards. I thought that was very, maybe a good omen for what's coming next year.
Well, and don't forget Ryan Mountcastle. Didn't he
Yeah,
have a
Ryan
home run
Mountcastle.
yesterday too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good for Ryan making his case for next year.
Yeah. No, it is. It was a fun way to end the season. I love that they've mixed it up with the Ravens helmet for home run
Oh, I love
celebrations.
that. Yeah, love the new
I love it.
celebration too. We
I
haven't talked
love
about
the
that. Yeah,
synergy of the
that's great.
city. We saw it on Monday Night Football where it looked like half the team went to the game on Monday night.
Yeah. Hopefully
So-
they left at halftime.
But yeah, of course they did. They got a game the next day.
Oh, well, I was just meaning the performance of the Ravens more than that.
No, I can totally you know what? I'd leave at halftime too, just to beat traffic.
Hey, Josh, that Ravens game real quick.
Yeah.
I don't recall. I was trying to think about it. The last time another football team just beat us up in kind of every aspect.
Dominated
of the
our
game.
defense.
Usually it's like with the Bills, like we beat
Yes.
ourselves and that's
Yes.
why we lose. We do stupid stuff. And there was a little bit of that with
No.
the fumble.
We got no
And-
sacks. And I was trying to think, there was only like 1 or 2 3 and outs. Like our defense was so bad.
Yeah.
It's been
So-
a while.
And I think it says something about the Ravens. I also think, like, I texted you all, I think the Lions are a Super Bowl team. Like, I think they are.
I think they
I
are.
was
I
so
think
impressed with them.
I do. I think they are very good, and they're one of those teams where you can tell they're getting better each week.
Right. Everyone's talking about the new coordinators. Clearly, they're figuring it out
Yes.
really quickly. Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
All right,
Anyway, sorry. But yeah,
so
I
back
like
to
the
the
Orioles
Orioles.
celebration.
Yeah, so we got excitement with Dylan Beavers, Kobe Mayos. Does that mean? Do you think those guys have kind of secured their spot for next year? Like Beavers, obviously. Mayo's been a question mark, but this last month, Mayo's been on fire.
Yeah, I know.
Is that the real Mayo?
This is what makes it so hard for the Orioles, right?
Yeah.
I think we all agree this year is kind of a blip and we'll be back next year. But you're counting on young players to take the next step, right? You're counting on Basayo to be good next year. You're counting on Holiday continue to improve. You're counting on Beavers to be good. You're counting on, and all of these guys have zero track record. So I don't know. Like even now, I mean, Mayo has 10 home runs, played about half the season, been bad for most of the season.
Right.
But even a
But he
bad
still
Mayo
has 10
team gets
home
20
runs.
home runs on a
Yeah.
full season.
Um,
So it seems like in a team that kind of lacks a power guy, a middle order guy, man, you really hope it can work out for Mayo because he could really fit a need. Both him and Basayo feel like, ooh, if they can kind of take the next step,
right.
that could really help this offense.
It makes you're right. It makes this offseason even trickier because you can roll the same guys out next year and I feel comfortable.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
that's scary
I'm still thinking we need one outfielder. We need one
with a big bat.
veteran, proven outfielder who can hit. Yeah.
Yeah, because right now, and it's like you got Adley, you got Gunner, and those guys need to step up and they are the leaders of this team. They're the old guys on this team now. But to get a true veteran would be nice.
Yeah. And I see no spot for them playing the infield with third
Nope.
and short and second are clearly locked up. And I mean, I guess you could argue a little bit at first. It'd be interesting to see with Mountcastle and Mayo and Basayo, all first base options.
Right.
I'm okay with rolling with that next year.
I am too.
And Caliber, I think, looked pretty good at center. So either you keep him at center and get a corner outfielder, or you get a new center fielder. And I think that's
I really think, yeah, I think it's probably Calzer in center. Beavers moves to left, and then you get a new right fielder that's a bigger bat. Not O'Neill.
Jeremiah Jackson.
Oh, I forgot about Jeremiah. Jeremiah Jackson had earned a spot on this team as well.
Yeah. And I think there's room for Jeremiah Jackson, another outfielder. Like I think Jeremiah Jackson can play everywhere, right? He becomes, when someone gets hurt, he's that depth piece, and he becomes, he's definitely made a name for himself to be.
Yeah, he's your Mateo replacement because I think time's running out on Mateo.
Yeah, and he's a free agent this year or next year, and either way he's getting more expensive.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, and I look at this really more than bringing in a player. It's all, for me, this team, it's all about health, specifically Jordan Westberg. What do we do this offseason? What type of regimen does he have to do so that he can stay healthy? Was it bad luck this season and his entire career, or is there something going on where he's vulnerable?
Yeah. And I think that's where we'll be a little bit stronger next year, in the sense that these young players who are actually now here with the majors provide more depth, right? Like Mayo and Basayo, and like more in terms of, I know they don't play third, even though Mayo used to, just in terms of like offensive, because it seems like when Westbrook goes out, the offense sputters. And so I think we'll have next year a more well-rounded kind of, especially if we add one more outfielder, so we can withstand someone being out, like Westbrook out for a week or 2 weeks or 3. But yeah, health is always a factor. And then you think about pitching too, and people staying healthy. Yeah, it's always an important
and
factor.
I think it's interesting on what players do in the offseason in that regard. We saw with Jackson Holliday make a pretty big step this year. And there was a lot of talk about his offseason regimen with the protein and ground beef every day, where he was bulking up. And I think you saw that in his game this year.
Yeah. But you worry too about this is a non-exact science that people, working out too much and kind of push themselves too far. And
and that's where analytics
make them less flexible, more
sometimes make it
injuries,
screwy.
like that.
Sure.
Like Tyler O'Neill, I think, needs to just not work out anymore.
Tyler O'Neill needs to go sit in his lazy boy, and we'll see you on opening day.
Yeah, he needs a bubble for his own protection.
Right. But there's plenty to be excited about this offseason, which is so weird when we're going to end the season in last place.
Yeah, I was listening to on the way. I was somewhere. I had to kind of come back to my office, and on the drive, I was listening to the Baseball America podcast, Future Projections podcast.
Okay.
Which is really good, really smart. Ben and Carlos are really good and know their baseball. And they're talking about the Orioles and kind of the future of the Orioles. And they both agreed that this is kind of a blip year and that they'll be back next year. But they were pointing out starting pitching and as one does. And they said their suggestion was, because the free agent market for starting pitching is so bad this year, or this offseason.
The entire free agent market's pretty weak this year.
Yeah. So then you look at trades, and they suggested looking at someone like Mackenzie Gore for the Nationals, who could be the top rotation arm. He's got 2 more years left with the Nationals.
I like that.
And it doesn't really fit their timeline,
right?
Because the Nationals are still 2 years away.
But what But what can you give the Nats that will fit their timeline?
They suggested Samuel Basayo from Mackenzie Gore straight up.
Yes, I don't like that.
And their argument was it's easier to find a middle of the order bat than it is to find a top rotation arm.
That is true, but we're talking 2 years, right? Didn't you say 2 more years of control? That's not much.
I know, and they didn't
Versus
take into
8.
account. They said 6 more years of Basayo, but he signed the extension.
Yeah.
So it's like 10 more years of Basayo. So I think that the contract.
I think it's 8 years.
Huh?
I think it's 8 more years.
Oh, 8 years. 8 years. Yeah. So, but the contract changes things, right? Because
yes,
he's so affordable for the next 8 years. He almost becomes someone you can't move just because his contract is so good.
No, because forget replacing his bat. Replacing the bat at that price tag isn't going to be impossible, especially as everyone's prices increase every year. No, and that's the problem is that means you could trade Adley, but Adley's not going to fit into that 2-year window or further than 2-year window for the Nats.
Right. So then
you're looking at
package a Mayo and a Beavers.
Right.
Beavers might be a little bit too old, but I think Mayo would fit in there. Mayo and a couple prospects.
Maybe if they believe in Mayo. And then you got a guy like Gibson down in Norfolk who's pitching outstanding. So you could move him, but I think he might be ready next year too. He's at least ready to get a chance and a look up at the big league. Yeah. So that might be too early for the Nats.
Right. And so, I also wonder too if maybe if they're relying a little bit too much on historical data with the Orioles for never having starting pitching. Because, Josh, I'm excited about next year rolling out Trevor Rogers and Kyle Bradish as a 1-2. I think that's a 1-2 that can go up against any 1-2 in baseball.
I agree. And if you throw Grayson Rodriguez in there was a projection this week from the MLB Network where they showed the next 15 pitchers to win Cy Young. And they had Grayson Rodriguez as the Cy Young winner in 2030. And I'm like, that would be nice. That'd be impressive. I just want him to get through 10 games.
Yeah. No, I would put Trevor Rogers and Kyle Bradish have much better chances if anyone's going to win Cy Young in the future.
I think Trevor Rogers is going to get a lot of Cy Young talk going into next season.
Yeah. I mean, if he played,
he deserves it now.
He would have gotten talk to win it now.
Yeah. He should be in the conversation now, but he won't be because he's with the Orioles and if he played the same number of games, but he did it for the New York Yankees, he would be in the conversation.
Yeah. And so I look at us as having a really strong, and they didn't mention this in the conversation at all, a really excellent in Rogers and Bradish 1 and 2.
Yes.
And I get why people would forget about Bradish because he was hurt all year. And people don't associate with Rogers as being a number 1 starter, right. But people need to wake up and recognize he is now. And so if that's the 1-2 punch, now all of a sudden that takes the pressure off. I don't feel like we need a top rotation arm. I think we need a number 3 or number 4, preferably number 3.
Yeah, but but Tyler Wells, we've seen him in 3 games now, and he's got a 291. He's a great number 3.
Yeah.
And
but if you get a 3, you can move him to 4, and then you got some more options. Yeah.
But then you're leaving off pretty much everyone that pitched for the Orioles this season to fill out number 4 and 5. Our rotation, we have options.
Yeah, I know, but I just want next year, Cade Povich and Brandon Young. Those are kind of the 2 kind of fringe guys, and I want them being our 7 and 8 or 8 and 9 starters next year, just because of injury and performance and stuff. I don't want to go in the season with talking about Povich and Young fighting for the 5th spot. I don't want to be there with it. You can lay out a rotation of.
I feel the same way about Dean Kramer.
Yeah. I feel like he's a 5-6. I agree. He's that 5th borderline 6th.
But I'm so tired of signing the middle of the road rotation guys.
But that's not who we've signed, Josh. Morton,
right?
Jordan Miles,
Segura. These are middle of the road guys.
No, I think they're 5th guys at the end of the career. Guys
so
who
you're
were
saying
3rd in 10 years ago.
You're saying sign a guy that would have been our ace this past season before Bradish and Rogers and everyone came back.
Better than Wells. That falls right under Rogers and Bradish.
All right. I think there's also an opportunity where you could bring in 2 of these guys, and I think you could easily move Tyler Wells to the bullpen as our closer, because I think closer's a big question mark going into next season as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly our bullpen. I don't know who in the bullpen you feel great about going into next year.
Maybe ends.
Keegan Aiken, he's had a good year.
Yeah.
The other guys like Stroud, like show intriguing stuff, but I'd rather have guys who've done it before back there. So yeah, I mean, I see the need of signing. I also think Chase McDermott is going to be interesting to watch his development as a bullpen piece now. But I mean, I still think you still need 2 or 3 pieces in that bullpen, legitimate pieces in that bullpen to add what you have. But the Tyler Wells, I was skeptical of bringing him back as a starter this season. Like, why not just transition to a reliever? But now he's pitched so well as a starter. I feel like you kind of have to put him there.
Exactly. I think that's what they did. I think they said, let's see if he can start still, and because they've always toyed with, is he a bullpen arm? Is he a rotation arm?
Yeah, he's done both for the Orioles,
and he's done both, and he does. He looks great in the rotation. So if you need him there, and it's easier to fill holes in the bullpen. Again, it goes back to, we've got parts. This season went bad. That doesn't mean blow it all up. And people that say the rebuild didn't work because of this season are just wrong.
Yeah, no, it's just it's a bad season. It doesn't mean a bad rebuild. I agree.
Who's your number one target for the Orioles this offseason?
I said position wise. I think my number one target would be a veteran outfield, good hitting bat, and then my second priority would be
like a guy out of Chicago.
Kyle Tucker, yeah,
Kyle Tucker.
Ideal. I know he's had an up and down season, but I think a lot of that was injury related. So yeah, Kyle Tucker would be,
or Schwarber. Schwarber's had a up and down as well.
Oh yeah, Schwarber. He would be a perfect fit for that too, right? Veteran
and an older guy who could roll into that DH slot as well.
Yeah. So. And he's a great clubhouse guy, but both those guys, I mean, the good thing about Schwarber, this is not true about Tucker. Schwarber, you can just give a 1 or 2 year deal to, because where he's at age-wise.
Right.
You just have to pay him a ton of money, as opposed to Tucker's going to be a long-term deal probably.
Yeah. But those are the 2 guys I had marked down to keep an eye out. And I'd like to see, here's my wish for the Orioles, and I know it'll probably be next episode where we do our real season closer, give some awards or whatever we normally do for the end of the season. But really this offseason, the Orioles need to make moves fast. I'm tired of this waiting until the end of January and get leftovers.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem. Like Kyle Tucker is going to be the top of everybody's list, right?
Right, which means you got to jump on him.
Yeah. So the Orioles have proven, or have not shown any appetite for being kind of leading the way in those.
Yeah. Have we?
Those big contracts.
I don't think we've talked on here about Michael Elias's promotion. This was weird news. Like last week.
I'm not sure we're supposed to talk on here. I'm not sure we're supposed to talk about that.
Oh yeah, they quietly did it last offseason.
Quiet promotion. Yeah, this is a year
quietly
ago.
Promoted him from GM to president of baseball operations. Yeah. That means we've been going almost a year with no GM. Am I right? Is that correct? Like,
okay, I just assumed it's kind of just a title change so they can give him a pay raise or something, but still the same responsibilities.
So you don't think we're hiring a GM this offseason?
No.
All right. So you think it's just a title change?
Oh, I guess I just Googled it, and I guess they are according to The Athletic, they are looking to hire a GM.
Yeah, because we haven't had one for a year.
But who's making personnel decisions?
I don't know. That's what I don't understand is, and why you do a promotion quietly like this. Like, and they said they did it early. Like, you knew this season was going to be a mess, so let's make it a secret. I don't understand the move at all.
Yeah.
Like,
he's now executive vice president.
Yeah.
What's his title now? President of baseball operations?
I believe it's president of baseball operations.
Yeah, president of baseball operations. What's the difference between a GM and a president of baseball operations?
Well, I think for many years, he's the executive vice president and general manager currently. Currently, it says he has both titles. Well, currently he has got both titles.
Okay.
But, and I don't know. I don't understand what that means and what the difference is. Is it more oversight than just your team structure?
Yeah, I mean, I guess general manager implies just Orioles baseball personnel decisions, baseball operations.
So according
Is more
to
expansive, I would imagine.
yeah, according to ChatGPT, a GM is in charge of baseball operations, so roster construction,
I'm a
overseeing
freaking
scouting and
ChatGPT over here.
developing,
You just need me.
yeah, and managing budgets. But the executive vice president is more on the business side and the day-to-day moves, responsible for the long-term vision, organization, and culture and strategic direction of the baseball operations. So it gives him
So are
more
you telling? Did
authority.
Mike Elias raise our ticket prices? Was that how? Did he go to
I
20
don't.
game plan?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
But it was just a weird move where it's like, wait, is this why we haven't made any moves?
Yeah.
Like, is the EVP the guy that handles long-term contract extensions versus the GM that handles signing people? And does that mean we need a GM and a manager this offseason?
Yeah, I don't know what, and it's all like how long is Mike Elias under contract for?
We don't know. That's the secret, right?
Yeah, it's all like there's always been a shroud of mystery in terms of his contract.
Right.
We don't know how much money he's making. We don't know, and usually these things, I don't know. I feel like usually things are more well known, but with Mike Elias, it's not. So this is just adds to maybe it's I don't know if it's his decision, the Orioles' decision, but it's kind of always been secretive with him.
All right. So let's talk about other Oriole changes this offseason. Coach Tony.
Tony
Is-
Mansolino.
Lots of end of the season talk about how the players love him. Is this setting me up to be disappointed that he's the return guy, that we're not making any moves?
The Orioles have played better under him this year.
They did.
They played under manager Hyde this year.
Yeah, it did. It also it also felt like with him they were like the analytics handcuffs came off, where there was no left-right matchups. Jackson Holiday was playing every day. Like there was a change in how they did business.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a change you could tell from lineup construction. It's hard to tell with bullpen usage because just the bullpen's so bad. There's really no good options to draw upon. So like the platoon closer was more because we don't have anybody.
Yeah.
So it's like if he had better pieces, it would probably look different. His press conferences are a little bit hard to listen to, though sometimes they're entertaining because some of the stuff he says. I think like we're talking about the veteran bat, there's a side of me that would like to bring in a veteran manager, especially working with a young team just coming off a down year. Like it's someone who's been through the fire a little bit, someone who players would kind of inherently respect.
Yes.
I don't need a player coach. I just need someone who is respected and will win.
Well,
so I kind of would like to see him go in a different direction.
I would too. I also think you've lost the fan base. The attendance was down 500,000.
Well, you don't hire a manager for the fans. What, you're not bringing back Earl Weaver?
No. But I think you could bring back Buck Showalter, who knows how to speak to young guys. But Buck's not my pick. My pick.
Your pick. Buck is your pick, isn't it? Because
No.
Buck has been your pick for years now.
No,
You've
Buck
been wanting Buck to manage this team for the past decade.
I do like Buck Britton, yes.
Yeah, Buck Britton.
But that's not my pick anymore. I have changed my mind this past couple of weeks.
Ryan Flattery.
No.
Skip Shoemaker.
No, but this guy is familiar with Ryan Flaherty. This guy currently has the role of special advisor to the GM.
For the Orioles?
For the Orioles. Do you know who our special advisor to the GM is?
I have no idea. Brady Anderson.
He has been a guest instructor at spring training. He's
Jones.
Adam Jones. Now look, laugh at me all you want.
I will laugh. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
I know it is. But hear me out for a moment.
Josh, I'm in my office. I can't yell at you for being stupid.
I'm not being stupid.
You are. Go on.
I'm not being stupid. What does this team need?
Not Adam Jones.
Listen to me. What does this team need? Here's a serious argument for Adam Jones. Managers in baseball do less than ever. There's no managing of your team structure because you have pitching coaches that tell you what pitchers are ready to go. You have hitting coaches that tell you where people are going. All the manager does,
you can create a culture,
is create the culture and the liaison between everyone and relate to people. When Adam Jones went into the Orioles Hall of Fame about a month ago, Buck Showalter came to celebrate with him. And he talked about his relationship with Buck Showalter and how he would be able to go to Buck Showalter and talk about things and give ideas and listen, and Buck would consider it or not consider it, but listened. And I think Adam Jones could be that type of guy. I think Adam Jones is the type of guy who could create a culture in the clubhouse, bring back the pies, get these young kids excited, and it's someone that all these kids respect already. So I know he's got no manager experience whatsoever. I don't think you need any experience as a manager of Major League Baseball anymore. I think experience is overrated. You are a culture guy. You need to come in here and shift the clubhouse, get people excited, and then rely on your hitting coaches, your pitching coaches, your bench coaches to give you the best advice. That's my argument for Adam Jones.
I want all the listeners to just acknowledge and appreciate that I let Josh explain one of the dumbest positions I've ever heard him take on this podcast.
I know.
I gave him the floor.
That's why I brought it. That's why I brought it, is because I knew you would think it was dumb.
Well, because my whole preface on why I want Manzolino out of here is because I want someone who's been there, but I think experience does matter, especially for a young team who's just coming off a losing season.
Yes.
I want a guy who's done it before, and from a manager perspective, from a dealing
I want
with
a guy
perspective.
But see, I don't want that. I want a guy who's done it before as a player. I want it like Don Mattingly going to the Marlins. I want to.
It's disrespectful to your boy Buck Britton, former player, just like Adam Jones, but it's putting the work in the minors and kind of worked his way up the ranks. Don't you think it's disrespectful to him?
No, I think it's no. Pay him whatever. Pay him. He can be your bench coach, and still be a huge impact on this team.
Okay.
No, I've decided that what this team needs is excitement and a culture shift, and the Oriole way. And I think that means looking back a little bit. And as much as I'd love to bring Buck Showalter back, I think Mike Elias's ego is too big to do that. And
maybe Buck Showalter's too.
Well, Buck maybe, but Buck seems
like a big ego guy too.
He is, and he's a little anti-analytics.
Yeah,
him and Dan Duquette butted heads, but I know that Buck was interested in managing the White Sox that was a rumor last offseason, so he's probably still in there. He got both Adam and Buck got huge standing ovations for those banana games. The city loves these guys. You need a culture shift. Either one of those guys would make a huge impact on these young players. So call me stupid.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Josh. Let's have Adam Jones as the manager. We'll bring in Nick Markakis as the bench coach.
No, Nick Markakis is not the guy.
JJ Hardy at third. Let's do it.
Because here's why you're an idiot. Because Adam Jones is a different type of personality. Nick Markakis is way too quiet to be a manager. And JJ Hardy is more that Ryan Flaherty role. And I hear great things about Ryan Flaherty as a coach. I am not comfortable. I don't see it as my manager. If you want to go even older, if you want to bring in an old school guy, bring in Billy Ripken to teach fundamentals to this team. I don't know where Billy is. I think Billy is.
What about his brothers? Is his brother busy?
Yeah, he's busy like making videos about bobbleheads and stuff. So yeah, I'm going with, if you want to go in out of the box that no one's talking about option. I know there's all these experienced managers out there.
Yeah, and
everyone's going to say, "Oh, well, this is who the Orioles should go with." I'm saying, screw that. Give me Adam Jones. And granted, this is also me, the guy who says Adam Jones is an overrated baseball player in Baltimore. But I think he would do well.
The thing about Baltimore is the airport to go back to San Diego.
I do remember that. He did walk that back, though.
Yeah.
And he has realized where he made his money, so he has been making a lot more trips back to Baltimore lately.
Yeah. He made one of the coolest moves that makes you love and hate a guy is the refusal of the trade, which to Philadelphia, which showed, I love Baltimore so much, I don't want to leave, even to go on a playoff contending team.
Well, to be fair, he would have had to drive to Philadelphia, not fly, so he didn't get to go to BWI.
True. So it made you love him. At the same time, you're like, dude, you're costing me some prospects,
right?
Jerk. So it's like love made. I love it for it, but also like it's kind of annoying,
right? So that's my out of the box. Just random. Let's put that out there, so when something crazy happens, you heard it here first.
All right, Josh, with his bold predictions. I am open-minded for the new manager. I'm not as open-minded as you are, Josh. I'll just say that. but I'm open-minded for the direction we go with the new manager. All right. Hey, last 3 games of the season.
Yeah.
I know we have some exciting pennant races. We were talking pre-show. You talking about Boston and Detroit and how this all plays out.
Yeah, Boston plays Detroit this weekend. Detroit and Cleveland are going back and forth for first place. We've got New York and Toronto tied for first place. We get 3 games in New York, so we get to make a little bit of an impact if we want. But you're looking in the other direction.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion, Josh, I'm not worried about the Yankees division, wild card, whatever. I just care about my squad. We can't manage other squads. We got to manage ourselves. And if the Orioles were smart, and I'm looking at this layout against the Yankees, and we're throwing out Rogers, and then 2 days later Bradish, that feels like a couple wins to me. And I wish, and we might keep the Yankees from the division, but ultimately I think it's a bad thing. We should shut down Rogers, shut down Bradish, and we should do our best to lose these last 3 games of the season. And the reason I'm saying that, Josh, if you go to tankathon.com/MLB, you'll see the MLB 2026 draft lottery simulator.
Right.
So how it works is right now we are at
this is like the number of balls you get in the lottery or whatever.
Yeah, and I don't know how all these odds work, but essentially every time you move up the rankings, as in the worst record in baseball, you increase your chances of getting the first round pick.
Okay.
Right now we're at 6 in the lottery, which gives us a 4.5% chance for the first pick. But the teams in 5th and the teams in 4th, the Athletics and Braves, have the same exact record as us. We're all 75 and 84. And the difference between 4th place and 6th place is about 5 percentage points. So we would have a 5% greater chance of getting the first pick if we can jump these 2 teams who we're tied with right now.
So you're saying it's time to tank?
Yes, because the other interesting about the lottery this year, or this is the past few years, there's all these rules now. So the following teams are not eligible for a lottery pick: the Rockies, the Nationals, the Angels. So that's the 10th, 11th, 12th pick.
Why are they not eligible?
It's the rule because you can't, if you receive funds from other teams, you can't draft in the lottery more than 2 years in a row.
It's like an anti-tanking type thing.
Yeah, you can't be a lottery pick more than 2 years in a row. And then if you pay into it or whatever, you can't be in there one. So it hurts big market teams even more. Big market teams can only draft once in the lottery. Small market teams can only draft 2 years in a row in the lottery. So since Colorado and the Angels drafted 2 years in a row, and since the Nationals drafted last year, they are all excluded from the lottery this year, which means the White Sox are in first. We're not catching the White Sox.
Right.
And by the way, you look at our record, 75 and 84, based on where we were early in the season. That's not a terrible record, by the way. But anyway.
No, it's not. It's not where we were projected. You want to have some depressing fun. Go on over and look up the Orioles record since June 1st.
Yeah.
Have you looked at this?
No, but I know where you're going with it.
Yeah, it's that we were a good team.
Yeah. Well, that's true. The Braves too. The Braves won like 9 games in a row before yesterday. And so they were like solidly in like the number 3 spot, and now they're dropped to 5. And we could
54 and 48 since June 1st.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's more argument for us that this team's
good.
This team's good. Yeah. And so, but if you look at it, we're tied with Atlanta and Athletics. We're not going to catch Minnesota. So it's really these 4, 5, 6 spots. So if we can lose against the Yankees, we could potentially go from having a 4% chance to get the number 1 pick in the draft to a 9% chance to get the number 1 pick. And you know that even if we don't get the number 1 pick, it moves up our chances to be number 2 or number 3 or number 4.
It does. I just can't play baseball that way.
All right.
I can't go into any game and try to lose.
Well, me and Mike Elias are looking for the long-term health, Josh. We're not focused on one game. We're looking for the long-term health of the franchise.
All right.
If you want to
lose,
simulate the lottery.
You would not let Trevor Rogers pitch tonight, then?
No, I wouldn't. I would shut him down.
Like Saguna pitching Saturday, that's fine. That does not worry me. And Bradish pitching on Sunday, I'm okay with because I would still want to see more of him this season as he's bouncing back. But I would have rested Rodgers if you wanted to not win.
Yeah, the lottery's weird. Every team who doesn't make the playoffs has a chance in the lottery to get the first round number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, and yeah, at least they do cut it off as you have to not make the playoffs.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, every time you can jump, so we have to jump. Here's what boys and girls forget about Josh's, Guardians and Boston. Here's what you need to watch. Atlanta plays the Pirates. I don't know who the Athletics play, but we need the Atlanta Braves to win. We need the Athletics to win, and we need to lose so we can jump up to the number 4 spot and get about almost 10% odds of getting the number 1 pick.
All right. Well, on this Tankathon website, they do have a sim lottery. Have you played with that button?
Yeah, and I've hit it like 100 times, and the Orioles never got number 1.
All right, and you never get number 1. Let's see.
Yeah,
I have Pittsburgh, Minnesota, Oakland, Minnesota, Atlanta, Minnesota.
See, we need to be in that Atlanta spot.
White Sox, Athletics, White Sox, Pittsburgh, White Sox, Minnesota, White Sox, Minnesota, White Sox, Pittsburgh, Minnesota, Baltimore. How many times did I have to press that button? 20 times, 25 times to get Baltimore there?
Yep, but if we keep losing, Josh, then you will only have to hit it about 20 times for us to show up as number 1.
Think of how many times I said Pittsburgh and Minnesota.
Yeah.
And those are just, and the Athletics, like those are just a few games ahead of us.
Yeah. I mean, the Athletics that are in that 4th spot. That's a definite spot.
Yeah, Athletics are tied with us. You're right. We can't gain Pittsburgh, Minnesota, Chicago. We can't gain 1, 2, or 3 in the lottery.
So are you with me? We're rooting for the Yankees on the division now?
No, I'm not with you.
Okay.
All right. No, because it's way too much fun to take New York down and let them not win the division.
I agree. I'm a little bit torn. I wish you were playing somebody else.
Right. I'm
so
rooting
that
for.
I can really root for lose. I can't root for the Yankees.
No, I'm rooting for a sweep in New York, and I'm rooting for Detroit to sweep Boston, because that I believe will knock them out of the wild card.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I would love to see Boston.
And overall, when we get in the playoffs, my eyeballs are on Milwaukee. Milwaukee's the team that excites me, and Seattle on the American League side. I don't mind either.
Well, because Milwaukee is someone that feels like a team that the Orioles can emulate, right?
It does. And it feels like a team that's like they're not there all the time. They're a fun storyline.
Well, how about Josh? I hope you're rooting for the Mariners. The Mariners have made the playoffs, I think, like twice in the last 20 years.
No, that's what I said. The Mariners are up there, and Cleveland and Detroit. Either one of those, I can't be mad at those teams.
Well, what about the Padres? They have several former Orioles on there.
No.
Even with all the former Orioles?
I don't like Machado. I really don't like Manny Machado.
I like Machado.
No, I don't like him.
Well,
I don't like
what
the
about
Tatis.
Ryan O'Hearn and Laureano?
They're fine. They're not enough to sway my dislike of Machado. Okay. So I cannot root for the Padres. Have they not talked much about the disappointing season of the Dodgers? Like, I know the Dodgers won their division.
Yeah, but then everyone said they're going to win 120 games.
Yeah, and they won 90. And they're probably going to get knocked out of the playoffs.
Well, it'd be interesting to see. I mean, I think if you look at it, and maybe ChatGPT can tell you, in terms of the amount of injuries for a team this year, the Orioles were at the top of the list, but I think the Dodgers blew everybody away in terms of the numbers of injuries this year. So I think, especially with their starting rotation was decimated. So I think that's kind of a big part of their story is the injury stuff too.
Let's see.
But yeah, people thought they would never lose.
The Houston Astros had the highest estimated WAR loss to injury at 17.6. And the Baltimore Orioles were number 2 at 17.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I don't know. I mean, that doesn't look good for the Orioles. That I guess it's a depth issue where the Astros lose 17.6 and they're still in the hunt, and we lose 17.
Yeah.
But I wonder, that's WAR. I don't know. I never thought of looking at it based on WAR, but that's an interesting stat, and that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it also matters the position.
And the Dodgers are number 3rd at 15.2.
Yeah.
followed by the Red Sox at 14.4.
Yeah.
So not really an excuse for the Orioles.
Right. When 3 of those teams are playoff contending teams.
Exactly.
And we're the only one that's not. Yeah. But they're also all big payroll teams who can kind of afford to have that. I think
And I also don't know
teams
how much
have less wiggle room with injuries.
Yeah, and how much of that also includes what we lost preseason as far as Bradish, Wells, Grayson Rodriguez. Like, do they count Grayson Rodriguez when he never started a game this season? Never made it up, right?
I don't know. And again, how does Batista factor that too? He's pitched like 2 games.
Right,
And
exactly.
they got re-injured. Yeah, I don't know how that stuff factors in. But yeah. All right.
All
Well,
right, so you're rooting for Tankin this weekend.
yeah, that's what it won't be the MLB game of the day, but I'm gonna be watching all these bad teams to see if the Orioles can jump up to number 4 is my goal. Can we get the 4th spot in the lottery?
Well, we'll find out next week.
Yeah, we will find out next week.
All right. Anything else before the baseball season's over?
No, we'll get in here when the season ends and do some. We'll talk.
Yeah.
We didn't really get into MVO. We'll talk about
No.
MVO.
Fun to see Trevor Rogers get it. I wish I put a $1 bet on Trevor Rogers to win MVO back
Can you
in March.
bet MVO? Is that a bettable thing?
I don't think you can. But come on. Is there anyone who penciled in Trevor Rogers for MVO at any point?
Go back, Josh. If you go back and listen to our bold predictions, I actually said Trevor Rogers for MVO.
No, you did not. There's no way. There's no way. If you did, I would have had that prepared for you today. You said Jackson Holiday would be my guess.
Yeah, there would probably been about, I don't know, 20 names. I would have said maybe 30 before I got to Trevor Rogers.
26 names. I'd go through the entire rotation.
Yeah, but even
roster.
guys in the minors, like even I could probably make a case for Basayo to have be MVO before Trevor Rogers.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So that has definitely been the comeback surprise MVO of the season, and I think hopefully it turns into something like it almost. I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but like it's too bad this thing happened. I mean, he would be the national story if
his numbers broke all of Jim Palmer's records
for any playoff game.
A better season than Jim Palmer ever had with the Orioles. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I just hope he can like pick this up when it matters and continue where he left off next year. And yeah, when you add a legit ace to this team for a full year, yeah, it's pretty special. That's another reason, right? Like, when did he come back, Josh? He came back in June, and you're setting the record.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
May 24th, right? I believe. Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's why you look at this, and that's what excites me for next year, is if the season started June 1st.
Well, Bradish too. He's looked so good.
He has.
And so the Bradish and Rogers, I'm telling you, that's just an elite 1-2 punch.
Right. And then people that don't, casual fans or people that don't pay attention to the Orioles, we sound crazy. But this team is good next year.
Well, even telling people, we're going to be all right because Trevor Rogers and Kyle Bradish are number 1 and 2. Who? What?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Before we get out of here, I should plug. Have you ever seen the movie The Natural? The classic baseball movie.
I know the movie.
1984.
And I've seen highlights of the movie.
Yeah.
Have I ever actually watched it start to finish? I don't know.
I am glad that you've never watched it because I never had either.
Okay.
But off the Mike O'Mara show, Rob and I spun off a movie podcast called Hicks, Nicks, Sticks, Picks. HIX. All you gotta do is type that into your podcast app, and there's nothing else to compete with it. So it'll come up right away.
Okay.
Hicks, Nicks, Sticks, Picks, where Rob loves old movies. So he brings his favorite movies to me that I've never seen, and I watch it for the first time. He watches it for the 100th time, and we discuss it. And this week's episode that came out yesterday, we discuss and watch The Natural, which I've never seen before.
Was this in honor of the passing of Robert Redford?
It was in honor of Robert Redford passing and figuring out that I've never seen this movie. When as a baseball fan, we all know the at bat where the lights shatter and the sparks come down.
Yeah.
But I was so glad I finally watched it. So people should check out that episode. Matt, and this movie is crazy. Like, as far as baseball movies go, I know lots of people say it's their favorite movie.
Yeah.
There are things in this movie where I'm like taking notes while I'm watching this movie, and I'm like, what This just happened? What? Matt, at one point, this guy comes up and he's on the bench, and the star player is the right fielder named Bump Bailey. And Roy Hobbs, which is the Robert Redford character, also plays right field. So how do you think they make room so that he can take right field? The guy, yeah, like make room. Like, the star, they can't bench him because he's their star player, even though he sucks.
So you move him to left field or something.
How about he's chasing a fly ball and he runs into the wall so hard that he busts through the plywood wall and dies. I'm telling you, this movie's crazy.
Yeah. And so that's how I get this spot.
And then how do they honor him the next day as Roy Hobbs gets his first start out in right field? They honor Bump Bailey, their former star player, by the next day a plane flying over the field and sprinkling his ashes on the field.
That's wild.
On the stadium. Wild. This movie is crazy. Like, it's worth watching. Take a listen and listen to Hicks Nick's Six Picks.
All right. Good plug. Good plug. All right. I have nothing to plug. Let's get out of here.
All right.
Good afternoon, pod. Thanks for listening, boys and girls. Follow us on all your social media platforms. If you haven't done it yet, write us a review for iTunes. I know the offseason is about to happen, but we're going to continue to put out this pod in the offseason. We'll talk about the Ravens. We'll talk about potential Oriole moves and free agency.
And life. We got Little League talk.
Yeah. We'll get an update, hopefully, on my hitting fly balls. All that stuff. You can follow me on X at Sexton336. Follow Josh on X
at Josh Rooker.
Thanks for listening, boys and girls. And as always, go O's. Go Ravens.
Tomorrow, kick us out on Utah Street. Orioles magic and purple pride. Let me hear you now, the city's alive. Smash mouth football is the way we play. Come on, people, let me hear you say, we are the bad birds and we run this town. When you step into the yard, we must protect this house. We are the bad birds, haven't you heard? We got that underdog style, but we'll be crushing the curve.